All right, here we are. Overreaction Thursday. I didn't do it on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday because I was feeling like shit. I'll be totally honest. That Sunday game or Monday game, whatever day it was, that one hurt. 7 points. James Conner, fuck off. Evan Ingram. That one hurt a lot. I know Suey. I know you had a rough one too. I just you put. Sometimes shit happens, you know. You think that you got to win, but you know what? Later on this year, I'm sure I'll have a guaranteed loss that'll give me a win. Something like that always happens. So here's a quick rundown. Here's my. I'm gonna do a couple things here. First, I'm gonna give you the quick picks on who I think is gonna win. I actually think Cleveland will win this week. They're gonna beat Cincinnati. Tennessee will beat Jacksonville. Tampa Bay will beat Carolina. Pittsburgh is gonna beat Denver. Philly will lose at home to LA. The Rams, I think, are somehow better. Subtraction by addition. Addition by subtraction. That's what I meant to say. San Francisco's going to wallop the Jets. The Jets, I think, at this point, might still be the worst team in the NFL. I know Cleveland tonight, Thursday night. Thursday night's going to be the battle of the two top 5 worst teams. I would put them in there. Probably Miami as well. Speaking of Miami, they're going to lose bad to Buffalo. Indy is going to win against who are they playing? Indy's playing the Vikings. The Vikings are going to lose. The Vikings start 0-2. That's going to be rough. Green Bay's going to wall up Detroit. I'm going to pick Atlanta to go on the road and beat Dallas. That'll be an interesting one for sure. Chicago is going to win at home against the Giants. Arizona is going to wallop the Redskins because I think Arizona and Kyler Murray is a badass. Chargers, they're going to lose at home to Kansas City. Houston's going to lose to Baltimore. The Seahawks will beat the Patriots by at least 2 scores. So that's 9 points. So roughly a 9-point win. And New Orleans is going to beat up on the Raiders. So my overreactions. Connor is going to be fine. I have a feeling that, Kel, you are going to have one of the worst years we've ever seen. Rick, I also think you're going to have, I think you two are probably going to be fighting out in the toilet bowl. But the brothers lost today. Mick, Brian, you guys are playing each other. I hope you guys got a side bet going on. I'm really excited. I have a feeling that the little brother will win. Mick, I think you're going to go ahead and take this one this week. That'll be my somewhat reaction here. I don't know if I have a whole lot of other overreactions here. Real quick here, the people that I think are going to win, I am going to beat Kel. Ty, I think you're going to beat Rash, even though I think that Rash has also got a good team. That'll be a pretty who can kind of jump ahead in that division. Bal, I think you're going to lose, unfortunately. Shady, I think Shady's going to turn it around. You're going to get that win today. You're going to beat Kel there. I don't remember who I blame Vegas is. It's hard to remember you guys with your names, but I think he's going to win. Rick, Rams for the win. Unfortunately, the Rams will win, but you won't. I also think that Skunk. I think Skunk's going to get the win today or this weekend or whatever. And then I think that Karn, I think you're going to take that 2-0 lead and you're going to beat Run CMC. So we'll have a pretty solid battle there, but I think you'll be sitting on top. And then let's see here. Lastly, what teams... I'm trying to think of what else I had an overreaction to. There was something else that I couldn't remember whose teams. I feel like this year is so weird. One interaction that I'm going to have for you right now. This is something that I kind of want to bring up. So that there's no fans in the stands, right? That only affects some teams, like the 49ers who don't have any real true fans anymore, Jacksonville and stuff like that. Actually, Jacksonville is the only place that did have fans, which is ironic because it's Florida, and Florida is a fucking butthole. But I have a feeling that this year, of all the years ever, this will be the year that the team that wins will just be the more talented team. Normally that doesn't happen, right? Like you think okay, sometimes there's upsets or whatever. Crowd noise plays into a factor or whatever. But the team that has the more seasoned quarterback, so rookie quarterbacks I think are going to have an absolute hard time. And the team with just more talent. So your Kansas City, your Ravens, the Seahawks, New Orleans, teams that are like they have just more talent, are going to be the teams that win. There will be no like home field advantage this year. It'll just be two teams playing with crowd noise that is like just kind of a loud boombox in the area or whatever. That's kind of like the noise. I heard a reporter say she was standing on like the second or third row and she could hear all of the people talking, all of the players. So there's really hardly any crowd noise. So this year you're going to see, I don't think that'll put an asterisk on whoever wins the Super Bowl this year. I still think just the more talented team will win, but it'll just be that much easier. You probably will not have very many upsets this year, you know. Like looking this week, a big upset would be like, I think if the Raiders were to beat New Orleans, I think that would be considered an upset, even though New Orleans is on the road. New Orleans is the more talented team. They're probably the top two, definitely the top three NFC teams right now. You know, a couple other upsets would be like the Jets beating San Francisco. Like, that would be a huge upset. San Francisco's on the road, but there's no fans. So you're just like, there should be no reason why they lose. But, you know, that way happened a little bit, but there'll be very little upsets this year. So my big overreaction is literally just the more talented teams are going to win. We also have that new playoff thing going on, which is going to be really crazy. Well, there's only one bye, but there's 7 teams that make it. So here's my quick rundown as soon as I have all the teams that are going to make it. This isn't working. Fuck. Oh, here we go. All right. We'll start with the NFC. I feel that the Seahawks will be able to win the NFC. Right now, I feel like they have the most talented quarterback and they have the most talented backfield. The 49ers, their backfield is awful, and Sherman just went on IR. I feel like the Seahawks are going to go ahead and they will be able to win. They're going to have a run for their money. I think Arizona is a much, much improved team, probably the most improved team. And the Rams still have Jared Goff, and I don't think that they're a good team. They have a mediocre running back, and they lost at their wide receivers. Kupp is obviously still a really good receiver, and they lost Robert Woods, and they got one other guy I can't remember, but he's also very good. But outside of Aaron Donald, their defense is pretty. They got that corner too, but I mean, like a couple guys. That's not that much. You know, they're okay. New Orleans, I think New Orleans is going to win their division, and they're also going to be in the playoffs as well. I'm not high on Tampa Bay yet. That team on paper looks incredible, but I think as of right now, your 7. I'll give you your division winners as after week 1: Seahawks, New Orleans. I think the Cowboys will win the NFC East because that might be the worst division in football, and then the Green Bay Packers are going to win the North pretty easily. I think. Actually, let me take that back. I think that might be the worst division in football. The Lions are an absolute turd. I think the Vikings are going to take a huge step back. The Bears still have Trubisky. He's bad. So you're going to have 4: Seahawks, Packers, Saints, and Cowboys. And then the last 3 remaining playoff teams, I think you are going to have the Rams make the playoffs this year. You're going to have Tampa Bay make the playoffs this year. And I think even in a bad division, I think the Vikings will squeak into the playoffs at like a 9-7 record, the 7th seed, I guess it would be. So those are the guys that I have going right now. And this may change week to week. That's why we overreact. AFC. AFC is a turd. You have 3 teams that are good, and then the rest is... there is no way that the Ravens don't win that division. Steelers might give them a run for their money, but let's be honest. The Browns and the Bengals might combine win for like 5. Like if they have more, they're over under for like total wins between the two of them. If it's more than 6, I would consider that both a victory for them. Same with Kansas City, the AFC West. Kansas City will win that division very soundly. The Broncos might give them a run for their money, but I don't think that they will. The Raiders also, they put up a lot of points, but I mean, I don't think that they're going to play like that every week. The AFC South is kind of interesting because the big consensus was the Texans are kind of the most talented team, but I don't think that that's and the same with the Colts. Honestly, with that one, I don't know who's going to win it. I think they're all a bunch of 9-7 teams. So that one's up in the air. I would have to guess the Colts would be my pick just because they have the veteran quarterback, they have decent receivers, and they have a very solid defense and offensive line. Even though they lost, I think that some division games are rough like that sometimes. You know, they played Jacksonville, somehow miraculously won. Even though I'm a huge Gardner Minshew fan. That guy, Cougar, the only Cougar I've ever really liked out of WSU, Washington State University, in case. But so I like him a lot. But Jacksonville as a team, I think, like as in like an ownership, is trash. So I have the Colts probably winning that division. Maybe they get to 10-6, and then a bunch of mediocre. And then with the AFC East, you want to believe in Belichick, but Brady's gone. The Bills win that division. And I feel like that once the Bills play the Patriots, I feel like that will be where people are like, okay, even if Belichick, like even if the Patriots win that week, the Bills will still be up. But that's the worst. Is that the worst AFC division? No. It's pretty close. The Jets and the Dolphins are right up there with the Browns and the Bengals. The Bills and the Patriots, Steelers and Ravens. I'd probably give the edge to the Steelers and Ravens. So I have the Bills winning that one. So you have the Bills, the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Colts being your 4 teams in the AFC. And then 5, 6, and 7 is rough. But I think it'll be probably the Patriots, the Steelers, and then, God, vomit. I don't even know if I feel comfortable saying any of these other teams. It won't be the Chargers, maybe the Raiders, maybe the Broncos, maybe the Texans. I'd probably have to say Texans. They still got a pretty solid quarterback, but they got to figure out their play calling because they have talent there. But I just don't know what their problem is. I don't think anyone knows truly what their problem is yet. They came out so good at the beginning of that game and then just died. So there you go. I don't think I have anything else to overreact to, really. I was really disappointed in my game. But the Seahawks are looking strong. Chris Carson's looking strong. Russell Wilson has never earned an MVP vote. That will happen this year. Turns out. It's a shame that it took this long for the dude to get recognition. But, I mean, a deep ball thrower, there's maybe Patrick Mahomes as a better deep ball thrower, but that is like A++ and A+. Like, I don't think there's really anyone better. And Russell Wilson's now 8 or 9 years in the league. I can't remember if it's 8 or 9, but the dude has never earned an MVP vote. He will get that this year for sure. And also Pete Carroll. Usually they give Coach of the Year to like the team that ends up like 2-14, then they go 8-8. They're like, oh, what a fucking turnaround. It's like, okay. I also want to say that Pete Carroll will be one of the top runnings for Coach of the Year. I have a feeling that's going to happen for sure. So, I don't know if I have anything else to overreact to. It's just week 1. There's a lot can happen. I saw a lot of you picked Philly to win, Indy to win. You guys lost, which is understandable. Philly definitely should have won that game. I think they were actually 4-0 in their opener, and the Redskins have not beat Philly in a long time in the season opener, and then they somehow did with their awful team. But I don't think Philly's a good team. Carson Wentz is a average quarterback with above average talent and nobody to throw to. They keep drafting receivers and they just keep sucking. So I don't know what that is. So, yeah, other than that, I haven't really seen any trades yet. I know I've been offered a lot of trades from people, and I'm just not ready to give up on dudes after 1 week. That's just not going to happen for me. I understand you want to make some shake things up or whatever, but you look for the people that are like desperate. And I don't think anyone should be desperate after 1 week. There was a lot of injuries. I saw some people getting dropped. I saw Marlon Mack, who I'd never liked to begin with. I remember writing about him or talking about him specifically. He got dropped. So other than that, that's my overreaction. It's going to be an absolutely awful Thursday night football game tonight. And I don't have any bold flavors to give you. All I can say is that whatever you drink, get you drunk.